Yes, yes. Blessings, 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 God's people. Tonight, I just want to encourage you that whatsoever situation you're going through, God is with you. The Spirit of God is here. The mighty Comforter is here. The one who Jesus Christ has sent to our aid is here. Let us prepare ourselves so that we can receive the blessings that God has in store for us. God is a God of many grace and mercies. So let us keep focus on the things which God has promised us. Let us hold firmly to faith. Let us remember God's promises whenever time we are tempted, whenever time we face trials and tribulations. Let us remember that they are nothing compared to what's in heaven for us. Let us, like the three Hebrew boys, Shamrock, Meshach, and Abednego, let us stand up for righteousness' sake. For I know that our God is God and our God is able. A mighty God we serve. Let us remember that Satan is nothing compared to our God. Let us remember that Jesus loved us so much that he left his godly form and came down here as a human in the flesh to seek and save the lost. Let us remember at all times that if it was only one sinner that was on earth, our God would have still come to save you. Let us remember that God is a God of compassion. Let us remember that he is a God that never fails. As the songwriter would have said, that Daniel, God surely will deliver. Now let us remember that God's will isn't always our will. So let us in all things give thanks, and as the prophet has said, let us learn to be content in whatsoever the stage we are in. Let us remember that riches is not always wealth. Let us be content and be thankful of what we have. Let us remember that we aren't of this fallen world, but we are just passing through, just like Jesus Christ. Lord, in heaven, you see our hearts, dear God. You see that they aren't like thine, dear Jesus. You see that the old devil knows that he has nothing but a short time left. So the enemy is planning recklessly for our lives, for our families' lives, dear Lord. You see that our days are numbered. Help us to remember how frail we are, dear Jesus. Help us to see and know that we are nothing without God. Help us, dear Lord, so that we may not think of ourselves even as the least, as better than anyone who is on earth. Dear Lord, help us to remember that we should live in oneness. Help us to love our neighbors and to love you, dear Lord, and keep your commandments. Help us to not take out anything from your words, but to love one another and love ourselves and to love thee. Help us to be filled with your love, dear Jesus. Help us to be thankful daily of the sacrifice that thou hast made, dear Lord. Help us to have faith in thee. Strengthen our faith, Almighty Jesus. And may whoever would have heard this prayer, may they be delivered from whatsoever situation they are facing, dear Lord. May their faith be strengthened in thee. And may they remember at all time, dear Lord, who has strengthened their faith. When they would have been delivered from the situation, may your name be highly magnified, and you alone get all the glory, dear Lord. Help us to be thankful always. Rip out our ungrateful heart. Give us a heart like thine, dear Jesus. We thank you, Almighty God of heaven. We thank you in your name, dear Jesus. Amen. Oh my brother, oh my sister, keep the faith. Keep the good faith and keep fighting the good fight of faith. Remember that he has not carried us this far. He has not carried us this far to leave us. And remember to keep the faith so that just like Job, we may remain blameless in the end. Keep the faith of the saints. Keep the faith. Don't believe, but know that your Redeemer lives. For even this very moment, the air that I breathe within my nostril, I know that it is of my Redeemer. For it is he that has created me, and he that lives within me. Yes, mighty God, we're nothing without you. So on Christ, the solid rock, I'll stand. All other grounds are sinking sand. All other ground are sinking sand. Redeemed when my burden of sin was high. Redeemed when my soul condemned to die. Redeemed for your price I could not pay. Redeemed, hallelujah. Redeemed, redeemed when my burden of sin was high. Redeemed when my soul condemned to die. Redeemed, and for a price I could not pay. Redeemed, hallelujah. Redeemed. Yes, my brother, yes, my sister, we have all been redeemed through Jesus' mighty blood. Help us to set, Almighty God, help us to set ourselves in order so that your will and your ways may be done in our lives, and so that the words of our mouth and the meditation of our hearts will always be acceptable in thy sight. O Lord, our mighty strength and our Redeemer. Thank you, dear Jesus. Keep close to God, oh friend. Keep close to God.